Melissa, one of the groups that some organizations are looking out for with this impending winter storm is the elderly. We stopped by the Columbia-Montour Agency on Aging to find out what precautions the elderly can take this weekend. At the Columbia-Montour County Agency on Aging near Bloomsburg, workers are preparing their clients for a potential winter storm and frigid temperatures that are on the way. Director Lacey Temple and Deputy Director Christine Pritchard says it's important to make sure the elderly are safe during weather like this for a lot of reasons. One being they don't have the same resources that the average person would have.
If they need their food or medications, they may be relying on public transportation to get out and get them. They can't just run to the grocery store. They have health conditions, so they're not able to shovel, 2 feet of snow like the rest of us can.
The agency says there are some ways the elderly can plan ahead for the winter weather. Temple says they can look at their prescriptions and if they are due, get it early. She says they should also look at their food situation and stock up ahead of time. Pritchard says the elderly should also plan ahead if their power should go out during the storm, especially if they're oxygen dependent.
Do you have the canisters that are not relying on being plugged in? Do you sit in a lift chair all day? If your power goes out, you don't want to get stuck in your lift chair, so maybe you don't want to be in that lift chair. And if you're care dependent, do you have a backup if your caregiver can't get there?
The agency says there's a lot they have to do in the event of winter weather. It says that they focus on their frail dependent clients and make sure they're prepared ahead of the storm.
We've closed our senior centers already for Monday because we don't want them out driving. We don't want them even going outside to get on public transportation. And our meals, the Meals on Wheels, we've already postponed those just because, our drivers who deliver them, they're elderly. So we don't want them out either.
The agency says they also want the elderly to know that there are warming centers available and to make sure they know where those are.
Knowing the number for the warming center, or knowing, the emergency numbers that maybe you can't access in your phone now because your phone died, having those handy and ready to go, and knowing where you can go.
Now, if you do have family or friends that are elderly and live by themselves, it's good that you continue to check on them and make sure they have what they need ahead of this storm. Live in Danville, Montour County, Justin Gick, Newswatch 16. Melissa?
A good reminder. Thanks so much, Justin.